Damione Lewis, hired by Miami, is their next defensive line coach. Obviously, he led that defensive line room last season with Coach Dancy and Warren Sapp. Matt, you mentioned briefly in the beginning. What are your thoughts on him leaving to his alma mater? What are your thoughts? Go ahead.
Well, like I just said, I think it's a great move, and you can't be mad at the guy for it. Mm-hmm. That's where he played. He was a first rounder. This is a good move for Miami. He got a pretty big pay increase. If I read correctly, they have more in their coaching coffers. Coach Prime's going to continue to have this problem until they fix it. Mm-hmm. Where you can't pay your coaches the same way other places can. Now that said, you're bringing up the Coach Sapp thing. Like, yes, he's extremely loyal to Coach Prime. It might hurt his pocketbook a little bit because, you can't pay him as much. But then again, I mean, it's apples and oranges, right? So, yeah, good for Coach Lewis. Good for Coach Sapp now that he's going to be the head man. I'm assuming at least. This is good all the way around. I mean, would you like to keep Coach Lewis around? Of course. But that's not the way this shit works.
No, it's not. And it's a business. And like you mentioned, Coach Prime's going to have this issue. And we'll talk about Coach Livingston, D coordinator, his extension in a second. But obviously, Steve Kim, who I talked to at Coach JB's party, he posted this about Coach Lewis. Damione Lewis was one of the first big national recruiting wins for Butch Davis in the mid-1990s and was part of the great Texas to Miami pipeline in that era. Now he's back as Miami's D-line coach. So shout out to Coach Lewis. But Matt, let's talk Warren Sapp here. So obviously the thumbnail says Warren Sapp time. Let's break this down. So Coach Sapp sat down with the guys at DMVR and kind of talked about the transition of the offensive line room or the defensive line room and how he's optimistic for the future from 24 to 25. Take a listen.
Foundation, laid, and it's a solid foundation. Now we're going to put the pillars up and put a roof on this thing and make it a pavilion, because we just going to keep building on what we have. The foundation is there. We have our core group of guys, and whoever's joining will do it our way and do it right. Yeah. They will implement it on them. That's what you want. You want a culture to where you just standing there and they're implementing what you're going to do. Yeah, that's what you want, because that's how it gets fixed. Definitely. Once it's fixed and you get on the sideline, I show you, coach, we doing this, boom. Yeah, let's go. Definitely. Now we on fix, on to the next one. Admittance is the first step to recovery. 100%.
Matt, I'm excited for the future. What are your thoughts on Coach Sapp's comments there?
I mean, look, he was an unbelievable player. I'd assume that he's the same way as a coach, and all I've heard and seen is that he is. Now that he's going to be the prominent voice in the room and he doesn't have to compete for airtime, essentially, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, bro, that's the way. Again, when you've got a guy who wears a gold jacket that's this enthusiastic and totally bought into being the D-line coach and loving it, well, that's what you're looking for. So, Coach Sapp is a fucking G, bro. He's the shit. So, I mean, the same way I'm going to be consulting and helping Coach Gerard. I mean, I played D-line at CU. Let's be real. I played 3 technique. I used to idolize this guy back in the day when I played. The old Sappo way and all the pass rush moves that he had back in the day. You were trying to emulate on tape, and now he's up there coaching. So, it's this door swings both ways. The defensive line up there is really lucky to have a guy like this coaching them. And the consistency, he's still there. He's not taking another job. You know what I'm saying? So, you have him right there talking about the torque and the rip and the, footwork that goes along with it. Not just like reaching and slapping guys, but being real forceful with your hands.
Yep.
Coach Sapp is one of the best pass rushing 3 techniques in the history of the game. I'd imagine they're going to have a defensive end coach that's primarily working with those guys too, but I don't know that. I'm excited about the potential of this staff for sure.
Yeah, and I'm excited too.